It was my best week ever, capping off my best month ever. If you want to know what sold this week, stay tuned. Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie from Three Queens Resale, and if you're new to my channel, thanks for joining, and if you're coming back, thanks for coming back. It really does mean a lot to me as I try to build this YouTube channel. So today's video is a what sold video, and I missed last week's what sold. Just super busy with school and the kids, and I actually wasn't feeling well last week. Had a little bit of respiratory distress. Turns out it was just like a upper respiratory infection, but with all the crazy going on in the world, any like little respiratory issue is a big deal. So I took a week off from what sold videos, but I did not take a week off from selling. I had a very good week, and I ended the month of April with being my best month ever. So I'm so excited and so grateful and so thankful that Three Queens Resale is really starting to pick up steam. But since I didn't do a what sold video last week, I did want to just share with you to start off with my numbers. So last week, the week of April 19th through Saturday, April 25th, I did sell 20 items last week. I'm looking down at my calendar, sorry. I did sell 20 items last week. I made $292.25, so that was super awesome, almost $300. I sold, average cost of goods was $14.61. No, average sale price was $14.61, so much closer to that $15 average sale price that I would like to achieve. And my cost of goods on the items sold was $14. So really, really awesome week. Very busy, sending out shipments every day. My shipping or my sales streak continues on. I sold something every day in April. I think since March 28th, I've had a sale every day. I need to go back and look. When was the last time I had a no sell day? It's been so long, I don't even remember anymore, which is a good thing. So with that said, let's get into this week's sales. This week, to start off with the stats, I sold 26 items. The average sale price was $14.84, so even up more from last week. And my grand total was $385. I think this is my best month ever. So I know it's my best month ever, but I think this last week in April was my best week ever. And so I am going, in the cost of goods for those items sold, $15. I know. So I'm going to get into it and show you what sold this week. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And please consider subscribing to my channel, as I am trying to build a YouTube following and increase Three Queens Resale and get people out there knowing about the reselling and saving their old items from the landfill. So let's get going in what sold. Starting with Sunday, March 28th, I started off with, April 26th. I started off with these Nike Pro University of Illinois shorts. I did get these from my friend whose daughter was a gymnast at the University of Illinois. She has given me anything that's University of Illinois, she has given it to me. And she is really petite, so a lot of the extra smalls that I get are from her, and she just brings things over by the trash bag, and I love it. But so these had zero cost to them, but they sold for $11. I took an $11 offer. I have them listed for $15. But they sold in like a day of me listing them, like hours of me listing them. And then after the $1.10 in fees, I was left with $9.90. Next was this cloth and stone tank top, and the buyer on this had asked me a few questions about it, and I'd answered them. And then that evening, in my offer to likers, I sent her an offer which she immediately accepted. So she accepted my offer of $13, and then after the $2.95 in fee, I was left with $2 and no, $2.12 in shipping that I paid. I was left with $7.93. I do believe I picked that up at my local consignment shop. And so I think it was off the 90% rack, so it was probably a dollar or two. Next up was this Vineyard Vine blue large hoodie tee. It sold for $20, and after the $3.20 in fees, I was left with $16.80. And the strange thing is, I used to be able to remember every item I sold and like what platform I sold it on because I wasn't making that many sales in a week. And now I have to think about it. I think this sold on Poshmark. I think it did. No, it didn't. It sold on eBay, and I can tell by the fees. So, yeah, the more I sell, the more I need to actually write things down because I don't remember. Next up was this Old Navy Harper, new with tag, was size 18. I did get these from the bins. If you're not shopping the bins, I understand why. I don't even know that I will be shopping the bins anytime soon because it is a germ haven. But have gotten some really big, awesome deals there. Lots of new attack things, and it's been a real blessing for me to live like 5 miles from a Goodwill outlet. They just put a big new one up by me that was about to open right before the pandemic, but hasn't opened, and I know it's full of stuff. But my county doesn't open to May 15th, and so I think that I'm gonna wait until probably June, let things clear out, and then probably go. But anyway, I sold these, I think on Poshmark for $17, and after the $3.40 fee, I was left with $13.60. This is all written on my big desk calendar, which I'm gonna change because while I like seeing a big view, I need to clear off my desk. Next up are these kids Crocs. I listed them. They've probably been listed maybe a week or two. They sold for $10 on Mercari, and after the dollar fee, I was left with 9. Next up on Tuesday, I'm sorry, I haven't been saying the day of the week. Next up on Tuesday was this X Tiger cycling unitard. And so I would have never picked up cycling gear in the past, but I have been watched Courtney on Common Tags, and she always gets excited when she sees cycling gear because she's a cyclist or has been in the past, and knows a lot about it. I do not, but since she picked it up and gets excited about it, I ran across this in the bins, and then I picked it up, and so I had it listed like maybe for like 35, and this gentleman sent me a lowball offer, and I was like, I don't think Courtney would be as excited about this if it was only worth $10. So I'm going to hold out. So he eventually came back with a $20 offer, which was still way under my asking price. But I was like, you know what? This is a specialty item. Not everybody is going to be looking for it. I don't even know if people are out cycling because of what's going on. I'm going to let it go because I need money, not the item. So I listed it sold for 20 on Poshmark, which is an odd place. I thought it would sell on eBay. And after the $4 in fees, I was left with $16. Next up is Wednesday. First item that sold was this Victoria's Secret 38 Double D bra with the front closure. It was one of my bras, but I didn't like the front closure, and it was a demi cup, so I was ready to let it go. It sold for $10, and after the $2.95 fee, I was left with $7.05, and that sold for Poshmark. Next up was also a Poshmark sale, and this was from the haul from my friend's daughter, who is the gymnast at the University of Illinois. It was this Hollister Gilly Hicks sleep romper. It sold for $12, and after the $2.95 fee and $2.12 in shipping that I paid, I was left with $6.93, pure profit, um, which is awesome. And that sold really quickly in less than a week. Next up was on Poshmark also. Was this olive and oak dress. Now I had this dress over a year. For some reason, I picked up a lot of olive and oak in the beginning, and I think when I was looking at my spreadsheet, I have maybe one item left. This might have been the last item. But anyway, this was in my 3 for 25 sale, and the person did not pick out two other items. She just bought this one at the price I had it listed, which was 15. And then after the $3 in fees, I was left with $12. So I was really happy to see that go to a new home. It's a great, I think, like spring summer basic, um, but it was nothing special. So maybe that's why it took so long to sell. Next up, also on Poshmark, were these Franco Sarto loafers, size 7.5. Tan suede loafer, great for career wear. Seems like an odd purchase right now, but I did send an offer, and so they got an awesome deal. So they sold for $19, and after the $3.80 in fees and the $2.12 shipping fee that I paid, I was left with $13.08. Next, we move on to Thursday. Thursday on what app was this? Mecari. I sold this Adidas Tennessee men's 2X sweatshirt. I'd actually had this for 2 years on my, not 2 years, a year on my inventory sheet, and I didn't realize that it wasn't listed. For some reason, I had only listed it on eBay. And in my time off, what I have been doing is going through my bins and checking everything against the apps and making sure that they're listed on all three, Mercari, Poshmark, and eBay. And if it's a kid item, a children's item, kid is in also. And so I listed this on Mercari, and I had it listed for maybe like 18, but I got it offer for $13. And so after the $1.30 fee, I was left with $11.70. That was an item that I picked up with a bin at the bins, and I believe it was also new with tags. Also on Thursday, I sold on eBay this Masani for Target large button down top. I was running a sale on my eBay. I can't remember if it was 25 or 30% off. But anyways, it sold for $14, and after the $2.24 in fees, I was left with $11.76. Then also on eBay on auction, I sold this Maurice's lavender top. It was my top that I never wore, and I cleaned out my closet at the start of this pandemic to get all my clothes in there, and I was just reorganizing, and I was like, I have too much stuff, and then B, I needed stuff to source. So this was an item that I decided to put on auction. So it sold for $2.25 after the 36 cents in fees. I was left with $1.89. And then also another one of my items from my closet clean out, this Chris Klein 1X linen shirt. It was always too big for me. I used to be into a phase where I wore like really things super duper big. I don't know why. But now I'm out of that phase, so I'm in a more fitted look now. And so I didn't ever wear it. And it has like that lag and look, which turns out I'm a fan of, and I didn't even know what it was called until I started reselling. So I have a lot of pieces like that. But anyway, it sold for $15. I took an offer for $15. After the $2.40 fee, I was left with $12.60. And I think that sold in under a week as well. Then moving on to Friday, I have these American Eagle size zero jeans that come from my little gymnast friend. They sold for $14. I took a best offer for $14. And then after $2.24 in fees, I was left with $11.76. So as you can see, those free hauls, those free items that people donate to me, I've sold 4 or 5 of them within this week, and that's all pure profit to me. Um, this is a mother-daughter friend that me and my daughter hang out with and travel a lot with for cheerleading. So definitely close friendship there. And so I will be sure to make sure I treat her to a few good dinners when we're out traveling because she has been her donation. I mean, she brings me bags. It's so awesome. And then she buys really nice stuff for her girls. There's 2 girls, so it's just a blessing to have such a good friendship and for her to be so supportive of what I'm trying to do. And I really am appreciative. So if you're going to be a reseller, make sure you reach out to your friends and family for donations. Next up was a Mecari sale, and there was this Tommy Bahama long sleeve red shirt from my closet clean out. I sold it for $10, and after a dollar fee, I was left with 9. And another thing about reselling, previous to becoming a reseller, I donated bags, bags of things to the Goodwill. I can't even like every school break I would clean the house and like clean out things, home goods, housewares, clothes, shoes, bags, probably thousands of pounds of things over the course of the years to the Goodwill. And now that I'm a reseller, I really try to resell it first, and then give things to Goodwill that I don't want to resell, like heavy things. But I suggest that if you're new to reselling, start with your own closet and sell those things because it's amazing. If you keep your clothes in good condition, and most of us have a lot of clothes and they don't get a lot of wear. Um, and this Tommy Bahama like long sleeve shirt probably costs like $60, and someone got it for 10, and it was regularly worn. It was in super good condition. So just think about that as you start to get into reselling, or if you're already reselling and you're not doing that, I really do encourage you to look in your own closets. Next up, this Coletta black leather wallet organizer I got at the bins, but I just recently listed it maybe a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. It sold for $13, and after the $2.08 fee, I was left with $10.92. My hairdresser is by another set of bins on the west side of town. And so every time I would go over there, I would go a little early and I'd probably have like an hour to 45 minutes to just like look through the bins, which is really no time at the bins, but I would just basically look at the shoes. And one time I went, twice I went, there were no shoes. The bins were just full of purses that day, and they kept rolling out these rotations of purses. And so I picked up a ton of purses, and I'm working on getting those listed. And that was like back in November. So obviously, purses are not like my favorite thing to list, but I'm making myself list a couple a week. So if you are really interested in a high quality bag, you need to stay tuned because I am be watching my Poshmark and eBay stores because I got some purses coming for you. Next up, we move to Friday, May 1st. And on Poshmark, I sold these men's Vans size 11 and a half for $24. And after the $4.80 fee, I was left with $19.90. I did pick those up when I went thrifting. Sorry, camera shift. I have to move my calendar around. When I went thrifting with my husband on our anniversary, we had little anniversary trip over to Cincinnati, and one of the things that I wanted to do was go thrifting, and he was all about it. And so he went to the bins with me. It was his first time, and he was just like, "Oh, this is what you do on Saturdays." Okay, but yeah, he helped me find mates to shoes. It was actually pretty fun. Also on Friday, I sold this Catalina Suddenly Slim 2X swimsuit. If you see bigger swimsuits, definitely pick them up. I've had a lot of luck with um, larger plus size swimsuits. Um, this one sold. I did have it listed for I think 25, but I took an offer for 15, and after $3, I was left with $12, and that sold on Poshmark. And the reason that I went ahead and took that offer is because when I looked on the other apps, like it hadn't had much attention yet. And with this whole pandemic thing, I didn't even know if pools would be opening back up. But I thought, this might be a person that has a pool in their house. I don't know. Sometimes I think way too much about things. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to let this go because it might not go this summer if I don't. Because I just don't know what the future holds for this summer. Next up is my largest sell since I've been reselling. My largest single item sell. And it is this Lily Pulitzer extra large embellished jean jacket. And this was a jacket of mine. I love this jacket. Love, 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 love. But I don't know. I just, the fit of it, it's cropped now and I'm not doing many crop. I don't know. I just, when I tried it on, I was like, okay, I love it. I love the way it looks. Um, but I don't really love it on me. Have you ever had that where you loved it, but you didn't really love it how you looked in it? But I didn't want to just give it away, and I knew the worth of it, so I listed it on all my apps for 100 and I think 30. It was over $200. My mother-in-law got it for me, and I've only worn it like twice, so I got an offer on Mercari for 104. Like she like sent me an offer like the day it was listed, and I was so excited because I've never made $100 in one transaction, and then her card did not go through. I know, womp womp. So I held off on sending off out offers on it, and then I sent out an offer I think on Poshmark on I don't know, one day last week, and they didn't take the bait. And I really didn't want it to sell on Poshmark anyway because Poshmark is 20%. I really did want it to sell on Mercari. But then this past Friday, this lovely lady messaged me that she didn't know, she tried to buy it again and she didn't know what was going on with her card. So she put another card on the site and it went right through. I accepted her offer for 104 and yay, it sold. So after the $10.40 in fees, I was left with $93.60. And I'm super happy with that. And I'm glad it's going to a new home. And I'm sure she's going to love it because it's a super unique lily piece and it's in super awesome condition. Next up were these Polo men's pink shorts, size 36. Now, I bought these at my favorite consignment shop, and once I got them home, I was like, why did I buy these? Like, these are too short for me, and like the inseam just looked shorter than most men would wear. But I went ahead and listed them anyway, and I think I listed them like last September, November. So I must have got them at the end of the season. And they sold for $15. And after the $3 in fees and the $2.12 offer fee, shipping fee that I paid, I was left with $9.88. And I'm really happy with that because I don't think that was the best purchase for myself to make. Next up is a bikini bundle of solid and striped bikini top and a Zoffled swim top. And both of these were my daughter's, and so she did not want them this season, and so she donated them to me to resell. And so the solid and striped swimsuit swim line is extremely expensive in my opinion, but I don't know what she did with the bottom or if she bought another bottom. Like when we go to those swim stores, she doesn't always buy the sets, but she'll get one piece from over here and one piece from over here. So it might be a different brand. I don't know. I think it was because I listed bottoms also, but they weren't solid and striped. But I didn't feel like the Zoffel top could stand alone, so I just bundled the two together, and the two of them sold, like I said, for $21, $4.20 in fees. I did send out an offer on those, so $2.12 in shipping that I paid, and I was left with $14.60 of pure profit. Finally, we get to Saturday, and I kept waiting for it to slow down. Like I didn't want it to slow down, but I'm like, this is too good to be true. Like it's gonna come to a crashing in, and I'm gonna have zero sales. But nope, Saturday was just as awesome. Started off with these Lucky Brand sandals that I got when I was out in Las Vegas back in February. They sold for $18, and after $3.60 in fees, I was left with $14.40. And then next up, these Born sandals, size 8. I got those at my favorite consignment shop. They sold for $27, and after $5.40 in fees, I was left with $21.60. Then these Caslon shorts, size 6. I did pick these up at the bins a while back, maybe last year, April of last year. So I switched them and put them on auction, and they sold for $3.75. After the 60 cents in fees, I was left with $3.15. And then finally rounding out the week, these Vineyard Vines men's shorts that I did get from the Greenwood bins, about 30 minutes from me. They sold for $24, and after $4.80 in fees, $2.12 shipping fee, I was left with $17.08. So that rounds out my week. And like I said, it was an awesome week. I sold $385 I made, and that's after all fees, all shipping discounts, cost of goods. So a pretty awesome week. I'm hoping this trend continues. I do have some goals for myself for this month, and I will share them with you. My goals for this month are, and the month is May of 2020, is to list 200 items, and I tend to lose track. So I printed off this little counting chart for myself, and so every time I list something, I get to color it a box, and it has been very motivational for me. I would like to sell 90 items. I sold 83 items this past April. And I would really like to hit the average sale price of $15. So those are my goals for the month of May. I did round out April, in case you're interested, selling 83 items with a profit of $1,191.25. And that made my average sale price $14.35. And those numbers are after all shipping fees, reseller fees, and cost of goods. I don't think numbers that have a bunch of fees in them are very helpful to people. So it's just not. So you get these big numbers, but then they're like, and the only fee, excuse me, the only fee I don't take out is income tax, because I don't really understand what is going on with that. My husband is taking care of all of our income tax, and I am a full-time teacher, so I do pay taxes out of my regular paycheck, and I know that I do take out more taxes than I need to, so it kind of offsets any income tax that I'm going to have to pay on this money. I don't know. My husband does our taxes, and he just tells me to keep receipts, and so I just give them everything and it works out. And so that's it. That's my week. And I hope that you will consider giving me a thumbs up and hitting that bell notification and subscribing and following me along on my reseller journey. And thanks. Until next time. Bye.